Good job, Keisha.
Wraith.
Let's see what we got on the records.
Mr. Prowler, we have secured several samples of the new race.
I know that woman.
So do I. Cool down, Bridger. She works for Prowler.
So what?
He's the president of CP. What do you plan to do?
All right. I hope Al will know what can be done. What's wrong with you, Trigger?
I'll be fine. I need to rest.
Just wondering if helping me is still worth the trouble to you.
I thought this was clear to you. We both want you to survive and resist the artifact. That's the reason why we went into the GT labs again.
Okay. I would like to know a few things about you, Al.
You want me to start from the beginning? Or shall I continue from the point we last stopped at?
Please start your story from the beginning.
I was a soldier in the army of my race in the ancient wars against the enemy we called Alawa Grusiwa, those bringing doom. They came in large numbers from a part of the universe unknown to us. Worlds were reduced to ashes and planets conquered. My homeworld was attacked, my brethren slain by the evil forces. My race was the last to resist them. Then, in one single day, the Day of Tears, all queens of my race disappeared. Without them, the men lost courage, and we started to lose the war. The war leaders, in one last hopeless effort, picked the best man for a suicidal mission. The masters of stealth and disguise built up a special squad and were sent deep behind the enemy lines. I was the one chosen to lead the mission Konowaki, which means sacrifice. None of them survived. I myself was injured in a deadly fight with the leader of the enemy. With luck, I was able to defeat him. To my amazement, even after death, there was something living in his body, a shapeless life form. I used my special equipment to collect this life form into a shell, crawled into a cave, and then lost consciousness. When I came to myself, the war was over. My homeworld gone, split into billions of asteroids, glimmering like frozen tears in empty space. I didn't want to believe it, but cruel years of search confirmed my fears. I was the last of my race. Having nothing but my last command, I continued in search of the lost queens, with the only proof that this was all not just a nightmare. The shell with the living organism, the seed of Bane. During the long years, I came to know that the living essence inside the shell was deadly. It is able to consume any living being within seconds, growing ever more powerful. I came to believe that this life essence held the knowledge of what had happened, was part of an important general of the army of the Great Threat. I think that's enough for now. I don't want to bore you with an old man's stories.
Please proceed in your story.
Those are dark memories. I will entrust them to you after I have gained trust in you.
I wonder, what do you think about Trigger?
His lost identity issue is getting worse, but still, he is a reliable friend and a skilled fighter.
Never mind. Let's move. Why do you help me?
Well, it's kind of a funny question considering you saved my life a few days ago, don't you think?
I have never required you to stay or to help me. It's your decision.
Yes, it's my own decision. I want to repay my debt.
I would like to know a few things about you. You worked with Al?
What? How did you get that idea? I would never work together with this arrogant jerk.
I see. Tell me, what did you do before our paths crossed?
How poetic. Before our paths met. I'd say before you made a complete mess of my life. I'm an energo vampire. In case you didn't know, our race is forced to live underground. We're hunted by the official forces of the Galactic Empire and the GTs. The family is the most sacred value for us energo vampires. We help and support each other. We know that we're alone in this world. We always revenge our family members. You met Ruin. You saved his life. And you've seen him die when he decided to sacrifice his life for me. I grew up with Ruin. We were best friends. We shared our suffering, blood and tears. We fell in love with each other, and our love gave us the strength to endure our heavy fate. I also had an older brother, Rian. He was the black sheep of the family. Always in serious trouble. He didn't like me. He envied my popularity among the evamp population. My life changed forever when my brother betrayed his own kin. The result was a pogrom on evamps that lasted for decades throughout all known planetary systems. Luckily, Ruin and I survived, but many of our childhood friends were killed. Ruin lost his whole family. Ruin was in a great dilemma. His anger and sense of duty obliged him to take revenge on the traitor, but he knew he would lose me. I was still bound to my brother by blood and tradition. Ruin made his choice and challenged the traitor to a duel. The traitor didn't show up. It was a trap for Ruin. Ruin survived, but his anger grew. He hunted the traitor down and made him pay with his life. Although I understood and I approved of what happened, I could no longer live with Ruin because my brother's blood was on his hands. I sometimes wonder if having even a glimmer of light in your life doesn't make the darkness harder to bear. Since then, I've spent my life creating safe hideouts for the evamps in several planetary systems. To finance this difficult operation, I was willing to take any risk.
What's your opinion on Trigger?
He's a cyborg. I don't like cyborgs. They have no families. Nothing is sacred to them. I wouldn't trust him.
Never mind. Let's move. Why do you help me?
When I first met you, I estimated your chance to find a trace of your lost daughter very close to zero. I thought he can be glad he escaped with his bare skin from the GT labs. And you have made a huge progress. I learned to respect you as a fighter.
I would like to know a few things about you. You work with Al, right?
Well, the name is Trigger. Concerning Al, I help him, he helps me. He's got the experience and connections, I got the firepower and a really good armor plate on my butt.
Tell me something more about yourself.
There's not too much to tell. If I get too boring, just stop me. I don't know who built me. I escaped from a research center on the Nemesis planet. I've been hunted since, so I prefer to stay in the illegality. I also prefer to stay unnoticed as too many greedy people see the profit potential in my AI. It always costs me a lot of time and bullets to reject the deal. I lived to find out who I was before they did this to me. Concerning Al, he's the first person I met without prejudices and profit plan. He's a wise friend and mentor. We support each other in our goals, and I've learned to trust him. He gave me that name, Trigger. I like it.
Never mind. Let's move.